That afternoon, a neighbor stopped by for a visit. Taru's father politely offered her a cup of the shake. That afternoon, a lady visited Taru's house and Taru's father gave her a cup of shake. The lady drank it greedily and thanked the old man. The lady who visited their house drank the shake very greedily and thanked the old man for giving her the cup of shake. Then Taru told her the story of the magic waterfall. Taru narrated her about the story how he got the shake and from where he got the shake it was a magic waterfall. Thanking them for the delicious drink, she left in a hurry. The lady thanked them first of all and then she left their house in a hurry because she also wanted to visit that magic waterfall to bring some shake. By nightfall, she had spread the story throughout the whole village. So, by night, till night, this story was a wildfire throughout the village, and everyone came to know about this matter. That evening, there was a long procession of visitors to the woodcutter's house. When all the villagers came to know about the sheikh, all started to visit Taro's house to taste some sheikh. Each man heard the story of the waterfall and took a sip of sheikh. Taru told them about the story of magic waterfall and everyone got chance to take a sip of the shake. In less than an hour the pitcher was empty. So within an hour the pot of shake was empty because little by little it was given to the villagers. Next morning Taru started for work even earlier than morning before. Next morning, Taru got up earlier than the previous morning because he had to fetch the largest pitcher of the shake. He carried with him the largest pitcher he owned, for he intended first of all to go to the waterfall. So with him, he carried the largest pitcher which he had, which he had in his house because he wanted to reach that place first. When he reached it, he found to his great surprise all his neighbors there. But when Taru reached the waterfall, he found many villagers already present there. They were carrying pitchers, jars, buckets, anything they could find to hold the magic sea. They were holding many things. They had carried many items with them, like pitchers, jars, bucket, whatever they had in their house to bring the magic shake. And then one villager knelt and held his mouth under the waterfall to drink. One of the villager, he knelt, he bowed to taste the shake. He drank again and again, and then he shouted angrily, "Water, nothing but water." Others also tried, but there was no shake, only cold water. So when the man tasted it, it was simply cold water. It was not shake. One by one, everyone present there started to taste that, but all of them tasted the same, and it was only cold water. "We have been tricked," shouted the villagers. "Where is Taru? Let us drown him in this waterfall." All the villagers started to shout, started to yell at Taru that he had deceived them, he had cheated them. They wanted to call they started to call Taru Taru, and they wanted to drown him. They wanted to drown him in this waterfall. But Taru had been wise enough to sleep behind a rock. When he saw how things were going, he was nowhere to be found. But when Taru saw the whole scene before him, he quietly slipped behind a rock because he knew that everything was going to be out of his control. So he hid himself behind a large rock. Muttering their anger and disappointment, the villagers left the place one by one. All villagers were filled with anger and disappointed because they had come there to fetch Sheikh, but they did not get it. So all were very sad and they left that place one by one. Taro came out from his hiding place. When all the villagers left the place and there was no one except Taro, Taro came out behind the large rock. Was it true? He wondered. Was the shake a dream? And now he started to wonder about the shake which he got the previous day, and he thought, was it a dream or a reality? Once more he caught a little liquid in his hand and put it to his lips to confirm whether it was a dream or reality. Once more he held shake some liquid in his hands and brought it near his lips and tasted it. It was same fine shake. To the thoughtful son, the magic waterfall gave the delicious shake. It was the same shake for him which he got the previous day. And it was a gift. It was a gift because Taro was a very caring and very loving son. To everyone else, it gave only cold water. The magic waterfall gave shake to Taro, and to, to others, it gave only cold water. So, why did magic waterfall give Taro shake? It was just like a reward for him. Reward for what? Reward for his care for his parents. The story of Taro and his magic waterfall reached the Emperor of Japan. He sent for the young woodcutter and rewarded him with 20 pieces of gold for having been so good and kind. And when the Emperor of Japan came to know about Taro, he called him. He called Taro in his court and he rewarded Taro with 20 pieces of gold coins. Then he named the most beautiful fountain in the city after Taro, and for his good nature and kind behavior, the emperor named the most beautiful fountain in his emperor after the name Taro. This said the emperor was to encourage all the children to honor and obey their parents. It is said that emperor did so. Emperor named the fountain Taro because he wanted to encourage all the children to respect their parents and obey their parents. So it was a reward for Taro for obeying his parents and giving respect to them. So, what do we learn from this story? We learn that we should always obey Our parents, we should always give respect to our parents. Thank you.